Well, hi everybody. This is Big Al, number three, Life Stories again. I'm very encouraged by all the words I'm getting back. I'm glad you're enjoying them, the wee stories. I don't know what I'm saying that you would enjoy, but here we go. I'm more interested in working my way up to when I become a Christian, telling you stories of what the Lord's done in our lives and saying. But we think it's good just to tell you a few things that how I got to where I am now. Some people look at us today and say, "Wow, look at your man. Look at what they're doing," but they don't realize what you went through to get there. So hopefully this will help you a wee bit. So before I left secondary school, Summerville Boys Secondary School, I had paper round. I was doing paper round, making a few bob. It was the era when the Beatles were coming in, the Rolling Stones, and all the bands were about, and we're gearing ourselves up, wearing the Ben Sherman shirt. So all the money I made from that, I used to buy clothes for myself. I was always liked nice clothes, and I worked in a wholesaler's delivering supermarket food from Botanic Avenue just before I went to work in Mackey's and served my apprenticeship there. And Liverpool were a big part of my life. Again, long term, I didn't realise I would marry a lady from Liverpool, Dorothy. But Liverpool had won the FA Cup. They're a great side. We enjoyed them so much watching the games on TV. If Liverpool got beat, which wasn't very often, I used to wear a black armband into school. I took it very, very seriously. And you ask, where's God? God is nowhere to be seen now. I have stepped away from God and the things of God. Forgotten about God in many, many ways, but thank God he hadn't forgotten about me, and he still had a plan for my life. So I went down to Mackey's. I started in the training school on the West Circular Road. Would travel there. My dad would wake me in the morning, and I always lay a wee bit late and had to run downstairs, get the overalls on, grab a boiled egg, a slice of toast, and run away down to the bottom of the Glencairn, jump on the 7:30 bus and get into work. And if you didn't get into work early, if you were 1 minute late, you were quartered. That meant you got 15 minutes of your salary taken off you. If you were 10 minutes late, you would get half houred with 30 minutes off. And in those days, I was earning like 1 and 6 pence a week, which is the equivalent of 7.5, 8 pence right now. That was all we got for a 42-hour week. And I would give my mum a shilling at the end of the week, and I would keep the rest. That sum total of the rest, it was a loan of money. And of course, the troubles were on. There was lots of bombings, lots of killings, lots of people being shot, Protestants and Catholics getting further and further divided. But as a young man, I can't really remember a lot about those days except going to discos and trying to hook up with some girls and playing football. Played for a team called Cairn Lodge, where I started to learn how to drink as we got a little bit older. I don't want to really dwell on all the drinking times, but I started to drink when I was about 15, 16, and the more money I got, the more I drank. It talks over in 1 Peter about the sins of the fathers passed on, and talks about the empty way of life handed on to us by the fathers. And my family, like most families on the Shankill Road and in Belfast, there's a lot of alcohol around, and granda's drank and dad's drank and the sons drank, and that's the way I went. And you just went to work from Monday to Friday, couldn't really get enough money to get out to the bar on a Friday night, Saturday night, out to the discos, dancing, all dressed up, trying to get a girl. I used to do a lot of chasing, but I didn't catch too many of them, let me tell you. So playing football, and then hooked up with a bunch of guys from Brown Square at the bottom of the Shankill. I was talking to one of them this morning, Jackie, trying to remember some of these things, and we can't remember. Those days were so fast, and things going. We were just hooked into ourselves in our own little group, football and all the stuff surrounding that. And then I started going over to Liverpool on the weekends. Occasionally, like once a month, we would get the boat from Belfast, an overnight boat from Belfast to go to Liverpool. So I'd go with a friend of mine, Sandy. We'd be playing cards, and then there were some soldiers in the boat and other guys. We'd have a card school, poker card school, and we'd do a bit of hookery crookery and a bit of gangsterism and fleece them of money, which give us more money to drink on the boat, more money on the Saturday. We would get off on a Saturday morning, drink before the game, watch the game, and then if we had any money, we'd drink the way back and sleep our way through Sunday when I arrived back in Belfast Sunday morning, prior to going to work on Monday. And that was just what it was like. It was drinking. It was going back and forth to Liverpool. It was discos and dancing. It was girls and more drinking. The work really didn't matter because the first year we went was all in the classroom, and I couldn't wait to get out of school, so I didn't want to do any more classroom work. So I was doing my apprenticeship, serving my apprenticeship, training to become a fitter at the end of the day, but that counted nothing as regards all the other things surrounding me, the playing of the football, watching the football, going to see Liverpool, and coming up when I finished my apprenticeship when I was around 20, I went to my last Liverpool game. I had an uncle called Uncle Bobby. He used to come back when I was a baby. Every couple of years he went to Africa to live there, and he and his family would come back. And my mum said from when I was 2 years of age, he would put me on his knee, tell me stories of Africa. And when I was 12, I vividly remember crying when he was going home, and my mum said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "I want to go to Africa with my Uncle Bobby." And she said, "When you're a big boy, you can go." So when I finished my apprenticeship, I applied to go to Africa, to Rhodesia, as it was known then. He had moved down from Zambia to Rhodesia, and I was very keen to go, and I applied. I was accepted. I booked a boat to go from Southampton to Cape Town, then travel up there. And I went to see my last game, travel over in the boat to watch Liverpool-Everton. Liverpool beat Everton 1-0. Peter Cormack scored. I was ecstatic. It was fantastic. I went to this bar and I was drinking, and I kept drinking, and I knew it was getting close to the time to the boat leaving to go back to Belfast. But suddenly, in through the doors of the bar walks this stunning young lady. She had black knee boots, she had a black mini skirt, a yellow blouse and a black sweater over it. And I looked at her and she took my breath away. Guess who it was? Can you guess? You'll find out more about this girl. She's a big, big story to tell. For me, she was a Liverpool girl, a Liverpool Lou. Tell you more about it tomorrow. Bless your heart.